So, okay, got it.
There we go. I think we're good now.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So, well, I don't know if Maria, how did you meet Maria? I didn't ask her.
So I made a video on YouTube on my experience undergoing Lacanian analysis,
Oh,
and I
okay,
started my analysis 1 year ago.
okay.
And she replied, she sent me an email saying that there's a group in Toronto that studies Lacan. And then
Oh, wow.
I think she gave my email out to you, and then
Yeah. Oh,
that's how we
that's
started
great.
talking.
And yeah, and do you mind telling me with whom are you doing the analysis?
So it's with an analyst from Berlin. I couldn't
Oh,
find
okay.
any Lacanians in Ottawa. I think
Yeah,
it's a very small group.
yeah, yeah, of course.
So I found one online, and I was doing virtual sessions
Yeah,
with her
of course.
for a
Ah,
year
okay,
now.
that's good. Okay. So no, that's amazing. Yeah. So and that video in Instagram or where did you put?
It was it's on YouTube. I can send it to you
Yeah.
after.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
And
That's
and
good.
uh, and from what I was told, you're a practicing Lacanian analyst, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Analysis. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
awesome.
The thing is that here, not everyone wants analysis.
Mhm,
So sometimes, you do what, your position is Lacanian, no? Your hearing, and of
mhm,
course you do many things of the orientation, but it's not. We call it applied psychoanalysis.
mm, mm, mm,
Applied psychoanalysis that is not pure psychoanalysis, no?
mm.
Like you don't go to the couch, like now in the online it's impossible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we need to adapt to what is, what we have, no?
Hmm.
That's part of the Lacanian orientation, that we do with what we have, no?
Hmm.
So then, but and how did you get to the Lacanian orientation? Like
Yeah, how did I go to Lacan?
yeah,
So I've been reading
mhm.
psychoanalytic literature since 2020.
That's
So
right.
I started with Jungian psychoanalysis.
Okay,
And like I'm a visual artist, so that was
okay,
my approach with Jung. And
yeah,
I had a strong resonance with like
yeah.
mythology, art, and literature. And then that led me to Freud, but then I was like on Jung's side. I'm like, I don't want to read Freud because Jung. And then after I went to Lacan, I have a very close friend of mine, and
Mhm.
we read texts together, and then
Okay, that's great.
in one of our conversations, we talked about linguistics and language. And
Okay.
then we stumbled upon Lacan's quote of the unconscious is structured like a language,
Yeah.
and then that became our main point of interest, and then that's when I
Yeah,
started to read Lacan and then Freud.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, he's my background is computer engineer. I'm
Mm,
a computer engineer, I have a master in computers, but I had my analysis, already when I found the school, no?
mm,
Because really, one of the things, Lacan invented and created when he was expelled from the IPA, that I don't know if you know the story, that he
yeah.
was Freudian, no?
Hmm. Hmm.
And he even phrase that he said, I will be always Freudian, but you can be Lacanian, no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
so then, but then, of course, he was expelled, and there is in Seminar 11, is when he was going to give another seminar, but because he was expelled at that time from the IPA, because one of the main things is that his sessions were not a standard, no?
Mm, mm, mm.
It could be shorter,
Yeah, yeah.
longer, like the IPA is, everything has to be a standard, no?
Hmm.
So then he had a lot of problems, and then he was not recognized for the by the IPA as a psychoanalyst. So everyone that went with him was also expelled. And well, that was the way and then he changed, and he did a seminar of the main concept of psychoanalysis, the fundamental, yeah.
Hmm.
So the thing is that when I went to the school, I fall in love, because I
Mm,
already, in my thesis I was working in artificial intelligence. I wanted to incorporate, I was doing a model of the mind and I
Mm-mm.
wanted to incorporate the unconscious.
That's
So that's
that's
why,
very interesting.
yeah, so I started reading Freud. But then when I found Lacan with the mathemes, the linguistic, I fall in love with Lacan, of course. Lacan is, sometimes you don't understand anything, but the little thing that you understand catch you, it's like you want to know more.
Mm.
So, but I'm very happy that child, that because we are very open. We have people that are attending from Buenos Aires. We have another one from New York. So you are going to be from Ottawa. So, we are, and it's a group that we read, no? Sometimes, for instance, the participants offer, I'm going to prepare this chapter because we
Mm.
have a reading seminar. I'm going to send you, well, I send you the activities, no?
Yes.
I will send you the report because I'm the responsible, no? So in May, we are going to be 6 years of, we were founded in 1980, no, 2018,
Mm.
2018. So we have in May 6 years, no? So we will have a celebration, and then we are going to permute because I've been the responsible for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then my colleague, he is the co-founder, Carlos Rivas, he's from Venezuela too. I'm from Venezuela. And we're going to permute it, no? That he's going to be the responsible.
Mm-mm-mm.
So still I will be, of course, with many activities and all that, but he will be the responsible, no?
Well,
So
that's amazing.
yeah. When are you Canadian or
Yeah,
when did?
yes. So I was born in Canada, but I'm half Egyptian,
Oh,
half
okay.
Lebanese.
Um,
But what's striking me right now is that you said you did your degree in computer science. Is that
yeah,
right? So I'm
yeah.
currently studying. I'm doing a bachelor's in information technology.
Okay.
And for me, one of my biggest struggles was, or like my current struggle is how can I apply these, philosophy and psychoanalysis into information technology or computer science.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I'm very curious to know about how you made that jump from computer
yeah,
science to psychoanalysis.
yeah.
And if I understand correct, you said you joined the school that Lacan founded. Is that right?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
France, was it?
yeah, in Venezuela.
In
Yeah,
Venezuela? Okay.
he founded in France. Now we are all over the world, like
Mm-hmm.
now we have the association of the World Association of Psychoanalysis we have the World Association of Psychoanalysis is like the umbrella that has 8 schools.
Mm.
So we have a school in France, in Spain, in Italy, in Buenos Aires, then in Brazil, then we have Australia, and then we have the NEL, that in English is the New Lacanian School. La NEL is the one in the Caribbean, or in South America and Central America, Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, Bolivia, Chile, all of the countries except Argentina, that is the biggest school,
Mm-mm-mm.
Argentina, because we say that Argentinians are born with the psychoanalysis in the blood. No? It's amazing. They even put in the resume, imagine, in the resume when they are in analysis. Like it's very well
Wow,
recognized
wow, wow.
when you are in analysis, because not most of the people tell you, I'm in
Yeah.
analysis or psychotherapy, because it's like not so well, it's still, each day is better accepted, but still is not something that you are proud, no? Like
Yes, yes.
proud, I'm very, very proud, but socially is something that unless you work in that is your work. But well, so the thing is that my story is that I started my analysis because of myself. No, I needed, I wanted. So then, but I always was very. I didn't like especially computer. I just chose it because I was very good in math, and I was very good student. And that was the university, the best university in Venezuela. So they call it the University of the Future. So I was attracted, but then I I I I, mm, I retired, and then I went to psychology 1 year, and then education, and then went back to computer as well. And then I came to Montreal in McGill University. I did my master's in computers. So the thing is that I mean, computers really never. I didn't like the machine,
Yeah.
but I love the user, the informatics, no, the information process. It was, and the person that founded our computers in Venezuela in my university, he was a philosopher.
Mm.
So he talked about a lot. Like I had a course in the truth. Imagine, in the master truth. It was like the process of the in communication, no semantics, all that, no, the linguistic. We had linguistics. So that's why when I found Lacan, I said, wow, But then when I came here, because I had my practice in Venezuela, because you can be at that time you could be, and I think it's still in Venezuela, you can be psychoanalyst even if you are not a mental health.
Okay.
You don't have a degree. No? But here, when I came in 2000, I realized that I couldn't continue my practice here because I was a computer engineer. I was not recognized psychotherapy. Psychoanalysis is one psychotherapy, but you need a degree. To be able to practice, you need a degree in mental health. So then finally I was able to do my master's in social work. So because as a clinical social work, you can practice. So I'm now, since 2010, I have my practice and my license, and the insurance paid my license and all that. No? So the thing is that what I do, in here, also to survive, I needed to work. So I did, different works, but the last one that as a mental health counselor, for instance, my experience doing statistics helped me, in Excel and all that, because when I was hired, thanks that I did the statistics of our work, we got some grants, we could do proposals, we could show numbers, no? Because here, usually in psychoanalysis, we don't do numbers, no? But to survive in Canada, like we are going to, and I think you're going to be interested in that. We have a group, one person that did her thesis in Venezuela in an institute of psychoanalysis about how psychoanalysis here in Canada, And I've been working also the difference between psychotherapy and psychoanalysis, like it's very interesting. It's really, really interesting. I can recommend also a book that wrote a colleague that is about, that explains, it's like 21st century psychoanalysis. This is very good. He's in Nebraska, I think.
Oh, wow.
20th century psychoanalysis. Thomas Svolo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because I think that he really explains a lot and how, the difference between psychoanalysis and psychotherapy, 21st century psychoanalysis, like it's I think it's a very didactic book that can give you so for me in the work like even when I was trained started in computers, I remember our teacher, this person, no, always like for instance, like you don't know, because one of the things that usually in the university discourse is the knowledge, no, that people think that they have the truth, no. But for instance, the doctors, for instance, no, medical discourse, they think always they know what you have, no.
Yes.
They treat you not as a unique case, but statistically, no. Sometimes they don't even see your story, no, your history, your background, because if the statistics say that no, this number has to be that one, they don't give you, for instance, a biopsy or whatever, So, but in computers, the way that I was that I'm telling this because it's the same as in psychoanalysis, no, that you don't know. The subject is the one that knows,
Yes.
the analyst or the patient is the one that knows, but he doesn't know that he knows, no.
Yes.
To help him to explore and to find his or her truth, no, her the knowledge, no, about how can he what is happening, no, or how he can interpret or understand what really he's perceiving, because we have blind spots, no. So in computers, I remember that always, they, that we didn't know what the client wanted. So you needed to be open to listen. So I realized that for me that was important, that is the here, no, how you listen to the other, how you try not to put your belief or your reality in the work, no. So
Yes,
I think that maybe that is something that is useful in this working in any discipline, no.
definitely. And what you're saying resonates very much with me, because I remember when I first started my sessions, I had, like, so before going into analysis, I kind of made the story in my head that the analyst that I will meet will know all the answers, and she will give me this theoretical text about who I am and my upbringing,
Exactly.
and give me a cure and stuff. And even before, like, I would judge myself based on what the analyst thinks of me before I met her. And then I remember in one of our sessions, I was rambling, and I was getting very angry because she was silent and she wasn't giving me answers. And I was saying, I was like, am I good? Am I bad? And then she was quiet, and then she replied, and then she's like, have you read Nietzsche's Death of God? And I said, yes. And she's like, most people, when they read that passage, they think with the death of God comes absolute freedom. But what they don't think is that with the death of God comes the lack of judgment, at the death of judgment. And I was calling out for judgment. Like, I wanted her to judge me, even if she said I was bad or if I was good. And it was only until later that I realized that, she doesn't know everything, and right now it's starting to resonate even more, that I'm in analysis, and I'm the one who's supposed to help me, who's supposed to, like, I know myself more than the analyst knows me, and she's only there
Exactly.
to put emphasis on certain repetitions of words and stuff like that. And then and yeah, so like, it resonated very hard with me,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you said.
Sometimes, like I think Lacan said, or I don't know exactly, but it's like you have your text, but the analyst, what he does or she does is like edit it sometimes, like put a punctuation, underline,
Yes.
like because sometimes you are saying your solution, but we don't. So maybe breaking sometimes, like underline something or repeating, or there are
Yes,
different
yes.
things that we can do that can help us, because also to become a psychoanalyst you have to be in your analysis, you have
Yes.
to have your analysis, that's something that the psychologists don't require, no,
Mm-hmm.
or even the social workers that work in clinical work, no. But I
Yes.
think in psychoanalysis, yeah, you when you have your practice, you need to be, or have ended your analysis, but most of us still, because after, you will, Lacan has, in the Lacan orientation, we have the past, no? That
Mm.
is amazing, the testimonies of the analysts of the school that has ended their analysis. They are beautiful testimonies that that you can study, no?
Mm.
So that's very, very interesting, because seeing or reading, about the experience of another person, or listening when they give
Yeah.
their testimonies is amazing, no? And it's unique. You see the path, the journey of each one is completely unique, different from the others. So because that's one of the things that is very important when they are nominated as analysts of the school, that is that singularity, no?
Mm.
That has the purpose of an analysis, to find your own singularity, no? What is
Yes.
your own singularity, that what was the way, or what is the way that you can deal with the real, no?
Mm,
But one
mm,
of the
mm.
things that I love when I started, when I found Lacan, about the real, the imaginary, and the
And
symbolic.
symbolic, yeah. Yeah, yes.
Wow, like
And the
that,
knot, the Borromean knot, yeah.
yeah. So It is for me. It's fascinating. Has been my passion. And each time when I came to Canada, I say, okay, maybe I leave psychoanalysis, but it's stronger than me. It's something
Yes,
that
yes.
since I met Lacan and the school, for me, the school, that's my dream, to have here, because I have the initiative Toronto is linked to the NLS, to the New Lacanian. I didn't tell you about the last school that is the NLS, that we belong to that. We're not part, we are linked to that. The New Lacanian School, NLS, we are in we have members in Israel, Russia, Italy. I know Italy, no, because Italy has their own school. France, no, France, no. Well, some of people France, but Ireland, London, England, Australia, here in Canada, North America, a Lacanian Compact. Today at 11, there is a very interesting seminar. That's why today we don't have our seminar. We change it to be able to listen to this. I don't know if you were able to register at 11. It's really good. The cartel is something that Lacan invented. That is a small group, a study group, but has the +1. So it's 4 + 1. He talks about esteem. Esteem is a word that he created. That is something that is intimate but external. It's like that he always is paradox. Like something is and not, it's not.
Yes.
So in the cartel, for instance, the first cartel that I belong, my experience was in 1992. We were going to have like a congress, an international encounter. It was about transference, the name of the conference was, and they were coming from all over the world, that because of the World Association of Psychoanalysts. So then I wanted to create a cartel about the imaginary, the three registers, imaginary, symbolic, and real, because that was the thing that I wanted to know, because the cartel is the place that you will see what is the structure that I love cartels, and in the way is the cell of a school. The same as we have cells in the body, the cartel is the cell of the school, So when I approach, because some people, oh, you want to do, no, yes. But then I approach the +1. Usually the +1 is some member of the school, or, somebody that has some experience, because the +1 is not a teacher, is not a master. It's just like a catalyze, or is like somebody that motivates, somebody that, like a mentor, but not a mentor neither. They are not the one that knows, but because of the experience, they can give suggestion about the readings, or
Yes.
so some orientation, especially when we're starting, So the +1, when I ask him, he say, "Oh, Ines, no, that's a great theme, but why don't you?" Because I didn't know at that time that usually the way that we work in the school is that when you have a congress, and now that's the way that we plan our activities, Like we have, at that time, the Congress was the transference. So everyone in the school were doing cartels about transference, because then we are preparing, and then we enjoy more the Congress, Because you are, you have been studying about the theme, So he said, why don't we do a cartel about transference, but then your subject, because the structure of the cartel is that you have a theme, but each person, chooses, choose a particular subject related to that theme. So there are 5 subjects, or they call threads, it's like a working thread, particular working that you are doing, because there is singular in each person. They're going to study something about that, So then he said, okay, why don't you choose your subject to study or to work, the 3 registers in transference. So the imaginary transference, the symbolic transference, and the real transference. So I thought, wow, that's amazing, because I'm studying the three register, but also applied to transference, so I will understand more. So then, for instance, another one chose the transference in the entrance. Another person choose the transference at the end of analysis. Another person, I don't remember, transference to the school. So each person. So then you meet once a month or every 3 weeks. You always decide how often you are going to meet, and then one. Sometimes you choose one text at the beginning to share everyone to read, and we discuss the reading maybe, but then everyone say, okay, next time I'm going to prepare a little bit what I have been researching, no? So then, in the next one I will present. So sometimes to present, sometimes one. So it's very, I don't know, my experience in cartels has been really amazing. Now usually in a cartel. We have this cartel going on that is a clinical cartel. So we bring cases because there are people that are starting their practices, and then they want to, to study something. So everyone, for instance, I'm working the time and logic in the practice. Other person, they want to work about melancholia. Other person, the different. Not like you have a question that you want to research. It's a research work, no? So now I'm going to maybe open a cartel in psychoanalysis with children, because I'm taking courses in psychoanalysis with children. But other, like, because of this, we have soon the EMP Congress, no, in February, that if you want to register, that's amazing. It's about, the name is Everyone is Mad. Praise of Lacan, no? And, I don't know if I can send you the argument. No, we already work on the argument because they write for every Congress, they write an argument, like it's a text that is going to orient the work, like to motivate the work, because the whole school is going to work. The WAP, the World Association of Psychoanalysis, that the Congress is in February, they do the Congress every 2 years. So then in these 2 years, all the schools, the 8 schools, are working in some, like in one orientation, no?
And is this orientation in person, or is this
No.
something that's
It's online.
online? Okay.
This Congress is online. And now the NLS also has, the NLS, the school that I belong, that Initiative Toronto belong, the Congress is every year. That is too much, like, and this time is only in present, so I'm not going, like, it's a pity that they don't do in online. But I cannot, now I cannot afford to go to Ireland. It's in Ireland, no? It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
I would love to go, because before I went to most of the congresses, but now, well, I cannot go.
I'd love to, because like I feel like I want to be in the presence of a group
well,
like that.
If you can go to Ireland, that would be amazing, because that would be an amazing way to know what is a school, no? And it's open. I think still you can register. I can send you the link.
Yes, please. That'd be great.
And that would be amazing. I don't know if Carlos Rivas goes. Some of us go. Of course, they can be with you, to orient you, because always it's good to go.
Well, with someone who has experience.
Or somebody that that is from us. I have to check who of us, if somebody from our group are going to NLS, but yeah. So let me look for, because, but for instance, can you go now, today, to the to the cartel at 11?
Yes,
no?
I might. Yes, I think I will.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, because that is also a little taste of the school. That they are going to talk about cartels, and I think everyone has different experience, because it's very singular. Like one cartel that I had here 2 years ago was about the end of analysis. It was an inter-school experience because it was a cartel that has members from Lanel, but the New English, and we were 3 members here from Toronto. Maria was there, Maria, Andrea, and me, and then Carmen and Susana that were from Venezuela, but Carmen was in the States. So it was a beautiful, and at the end, like everyone does a production. That's one of the things for the cartel, that every person has to write something, even a paper, maybe half a paper or a one paper.
And like there isn't any formal education required for this? No? That's
Nothing.
amazing. That's amazing.
Your desire, just your desire of,
Yeah.
knowing, or, your desire to find, to work in a question is amazing. The cartel for me is my favorite kind of work, no more than the seminars, because seminars, of course, and we invite guest speakers, it's amazing that we can learn. We have 2 activities in the year, clinical activities, presenting cases, and we have a guest speaker, and a guest, not a guest speaker, but a guest from the school and the AMP that orient us in the cases, no? So it's a beautiful that activity. We have had 2 and has been really good. Those ones we don't record it because of confidentiality, but the other ones, I don't know, did I send you or did you, I don't know if in the email, the YouTube, because we have YouTube channel with all the conference.
Yes, I've seen, and you had, I think one of your first videos, it was with the Dr. Brenner. I think that's his name. Yes. So that was very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. That was beautiful with Maria Lopez, the two of them. It's beautiful, the work that they have done. So so I'm very excited, and thank you for your interest. No,
Yes,
because
of course. This is something, like I said, it's very rare to see like for me, if I had the option to have analysis here in Ottawa, I would have went, but because the community is so small, it's very difficult. So I'm very happy, and I'm very I'm very excited to be a part of this. And I just had one question, if you don't mind me asking.
of course.
Like, do you mind just like shedding light a bit on like the process of becoming an analyst here, like in Canada? And you said you did your master's in I
In
forget,
social work.
in social work. So
Work, yeah.
and was that like, did you do a bachelor's before that, or did you do
Well,
did you go from your master's from computer science to the master's of social?
Yeah, because yesterday I was talking exactly with somebody that wants to work in mental health. And here, to work in mental health, you need to be in one of the colleges, in one the board, like we have the College of Psychologists, the College of Psychotherapists, the College of of Social Workers, the College of Nurses. Even the nurses can have their practice, and the College of Psychiatrists. I think those are if I don't am mistaken, the 5 colleges that you need to belong to have your license and be able to practice. Because the problem is that maybe you can, somebody can open a practice, but if here is not legal to work in mental health without a license. But maybe, people, that's what they want. But and also the insurance, that because here, one in Venezuela always we pay our analysis, like nobody. But here, people, because of the OHIP and all that, the people are very like used to that, the government, or that they don't pay for things, no.
Yes.
But as I say, people go to the beauty parlor and they pay.
Yes.
But I don't know why health issues they want everything in insurance, no.
And were you a part of these of like one of these 4 schools when you did your master's?
Well, these are not schools.
Okay.
These are colleges. Well, because it's a board. When you say College of Social Workers or College of Psychotherapists, CRPO, or because it's Ontario College of Social Workers or College Psychotherapists of Ontario. I don't remember this, the seal, the letters, no? Or College of Psychologists. These are board, I don't know how to explain. It's not an institute for educational. No, you don't go there to study. They are like an institution that regulates. Yeah, they are regulatory bodies in, for instance, in mental health, no, or like well, psychiatry will have other things, not only mental health, no, but because they have to consider the body, no, because they can give medicine, no, we cannot.
Yes.
But then the problem is that when I came here in 2000, I realized, I learned that, so I couldn't start my practice until I did my master's. But I studied many things, and the only thing, the best and the fastest way to do it was the social work for me, in my case. But for instance, Carlos Riva was a psychologist already, doing his PhD in psychology, and he had experience he had his practice. So he applied to the College of Psychologists. And he entered. He was very wise. He demonstrated that he had the experience, because they ask you for hours, how many hours you have in your own practice, how many supervision, you have to have supervision. So, and your formation, your training, you know. So he was able to enter by himself. He didn't enter in the College of Psychologists, but to the psychotherapist, because the psychotherapist is more flexible than the College of Psychologists, because here psychologists, they do a lot of research, you know, like they even charge more. It's amazing. The psychologists can charge the session $200, you know, like it's more expensive than us, no, the psychotherapy. So he entered in the College of CRPO, that is College Register, I don't know, Practitioners of Ontario, something like that, but psychotherapists, no? So then, for instance, where I worked for 7 years in a community college in Mennonite, they have a bridging program, a mental health bridging program, that you do your studies there, no? And then they prepare you to do the test, because they are an exam that you need to pass, or you know, they give you the hours of supervision, you know, they give you like what you need to register in the CRPO, because they give you a placement, you know, so you can have the practice. So here, I don't know in Ottawa, but here they are bridging program for accountants, or bridging program for, you know, different disciplines, no, different. So people from people that come from other countries with that experience, or those degrees, they can, you know, come here, and that bridging program will help you to insert in Canada. They explain how things are here and all that, no? So the thing is that you don't have a bachelor, no? Or no, your bachelor is.
I'm still doing. I have one more semester. Yeah.
Okay. So what you are doing is a bachelor in information technology. Yeah. So then the thing is that if you want to work in mental health, after the bachelor, I don't know if you can go to the master, maybe to the master, for instance, the social work, no? Would be that are 2 years, because if you come from a bachelor of social work,
yeah, it'd be easy. Yeah, you can do masters.
The master is 1 year. But if in my case, for instance, that I came from another discipline, I did the master in 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
But it was shorter than if I go through the psychology, or, you know, I couldn't go to the psychotherapist because, you know, I didn't have any degree in mental health.
Yes.
So for me, and the psychotherapy, they don't have like a master's in psychotherapy. No, you have the master in social work, or the master in mental health. Yeah, they have, yeah, mental health. But usually, yesterday I was seeing, maybe I can send you the email with those links that I was given to this person, and then you can,
That's
just
amazing. That's amazing. That'd be amazing.
and to see like in the future, no? Because
Yes,
how
of
long?
course.
When do you finish this bachelor? Your
So
bachelor?
this one, I finished this in 2025. I finished this in
Okay.
April 2025. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So and then you are so young. How old are you?
So I'm turning 22 in March.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
You
And
know,
you
so
know that, yeah, that's perfect.
sometimes I think, I'm like, I have no time now. It's too late for me to do it. I
No,
have to do
no, yeah,
another
I want
bachelor's.
to tell you my story. I'm 72 and I finished my second master 58 years old. I was 58 when I graduated I was one of my happiest days in my life. And I enjoyed so much my second master.
That's
So
amazing.
the thing is that I remember when I was becoming 30 and I felt so old. So then when I was going to become 40, I said, when I'm going to be 70 years old, I will look back and I see that I'm so young. So my 40th birthday was one of my best birthday because I felt so young, so alive. But I know, like in Venezuela, for instance, when I was 26 and I was not married, I felt so old, because they think that you have to marry, like the society gives you what are the steps you need to do,
Yes.
no, especially if, as a woman. But then, well, I married at 28, and I've been married um, uh, in you know what? How many? 44 years. 44 years of marriage this year, and I feel more alive than ever. The body is the one that reminds me, no, my age, but I think the spirit, your
Yes.
and I think analysis, I don't know, is the best thing that I ever did for me in my life. And I think, this is a passion. This is something that, many people discover and resonates, no?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, and for us, it's amazing that you are young because even in NLS, it's a policy. There is a policy of the youth policy.
Mm.
Because yeah, we want to to have new blood, no, new people
Yes.
that enrich, because it's really psychoanalysis, and in this book he explains that psychoanalysis is going to die
Mm.
if we don't open, no. And I think his theory is that the only one that is going to survive is like the Lacanian.
The Lacanian one.
Yeah. Even the because here there is a group that is called Lacan Toronto,
Mm.
that I started there, and sometimes I go, but this group is they meet. Well, now it's online, but when we were meeting in person, we were in the IPA. They are the founder, and some members are members of the IPA. And Judy Hamilton, that is the person that organized this, she teaches Lacan, Lacan in the IPA. So the
Oh, wow.
IPA is learning Lacan too, because Lacan is something that is very, contemporary. It's
Yes,
something
yes.
that you need to learn to read, no?
Yeah.
And well, it's really a matter of course, the singularity of every person that has the right to choose whatever that resonates with you, no?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So so yeah. So welcome, and if one day you are in Toronto, because sometimes we are doing well, we try to do hybrid
Hmm.
activities. Like in December, we meet to celebrate, the end of the year, and then in the summer we meet because we don't work in August, no. So the end of July, we always do like a party or something to celebrate the summer, and then in December we celebrate, the holidays and the end of the year, no.
That's nice.
So
I might come during the summer then.
yeah, that would be great. Yeah. So, well, welcome. And, if you have any other question, because, well, you have a lot of time, and I wish that really you appreciate. I always tell young people, enjoy,
Yes.
because time flies, and then sometimes we don't appreciate, the present,
Yes.
the possibilities that you have, and that you can do mistakes, that you can choose other things. I started imagining computer science, then I stopped the second year I went to psychology 1 year, and I was bored reading. No. Then I went to education. I was a teacher. Then I went back to the computer science, where I met my husband there. And then I did a master in computer science. And I worked when I went back to Venezuela with my first son. I worked for 8 years in computers. I was the chief of a small unit, informatic centers, and in different organizations for 8 years. But then after that, I decided I start teaching parenting courses, and then I went back to university to teach logic, because my professor was the chief of the Department of Computers, and when she interviewed me, saying, "Next, why do you want to teach? Why do you want to teach logic?" I said, "Well, because I want to contribute to psychoanalysis, because Lacan uses logic, so
Yes.
I want to know more, and teaching is the best way to learn, you know." So then I worked at the university 5 years teaching logic, Fortran, that Fortran, imagine, that's a dinosaur, no, in technology. In artificial intelligence, I was teaching, algebra. So it was really nice, that experience, because at that time in the 90s, that I worked 5 years in the university teaching all that, I was in the school. So I was, in between the school, and then I started my practice with supervision and the school, because the school is something, it's a place that supports you a lot, no? Because I don't know, my experience in the school, I fall in love with the school. That's my second home, no? So that's our dream, not to that. We're a small group, but I think people are happy, or are sad, find a place where to.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know there's the meeting at 11, but I just want to say, a huge thank you, and you left me with a lot of excitement and hope. Maybe one day I could, because I wish I could be a practicing analyst, or at least be an analyst. So like, you gave me a hope that maybe this is something that can happen, and so thank you for meeting me.
The importance is that you in your analysis, because in your analysis you will find your own solutions, your own responses, and
Definitely.
Okay, so welcome, and then you are in the list, and you can participate in everything we do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. See you soon. Bye.